reach a point where we also know that we need help. You know, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, that term. I think there's a lot of career Christians, you know, we just kind of put the car in drive and we keep going and we get away with the mask and the facade because our personal power, our charm, our gifts go before us and they carry us. And people will still write notes when there's sermons going on. People will still raise their hands and praise the Lord because God will use our gifts in spite of ourselves. But what's going on inside? What's really going on inside? He cares about our soul. All this is going to waste away. That's why Jesus, when he was touching people and healing people, what did he say, Terry? He said, you guys, I'm doing the New York version of it now. You guys are so impressed with me doing all this. But I want you to be more impressed with the fact that I could forgive you because it was about the soul. And so now I wasn't even near as I started to get well where I am now, but it was a process of going, yes, I need to get well, getting into counseling. I had to look at the stuff that was inside, you know, Psalm 51, you know, let there be truth in my spirit. Let my truth into your spirit. Be honest. And so I had to get that stuff up and out because then the true river of life comes out and splashes on people and not pollution, not going through rusty, dirty pipes. And so I had to do some work to get well. And before I knew it, the addiction of bulimia fell off. Just I started to get well in my person. I found a little church on Long Island. I was bitter towards Christians. I was bitter towards Christian music as far as like a lot of things I encountered as a baby Christian. I got in this church. It was just like a little hospital for me. I got up every time they asked for prayer. I just had, it's like that, God, make me what you've made me. Have at me. Have at me. And, you know, slowly but surely, I became well and continue to become well. I mean, I still came back into Christian music and had stuff. Terry, who doesn't have stuff? We have stuff, but are you willing to go through the Gethsemane time like Jesus did? Not to compare ourselves, but I'm really afraid. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to die. Jesus invites us to die. Who wants to die? Do you? I don't want to die. We want the resurrection without the passion. See? And so what I needed to do was just go, yes, that's there and I hate it. Holiness is not a joyride. No. It's not a walk in the park. And Terry, you know these days, even in the church, people going, Jesus is love. He's love. But isn't Jesus love? Jesus is also holy.
He is.
He's holy. And he wants a holy church. So in my own personal life, I'm on that path of, what is it, God? Whatever is not of you and whatever is of you, let me walk in that path.
I love that. So at that time, 10 years, it took you 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, it was a process. It's all been a process. I came back, but I'd say honestly, the last 10 years, 15 years of my life have been me catching up to my story.
I love it. You know, you did write a song and sing a song that I love the most, and it is about God, that he is love.
Yes.
But you're right. I mean, a lot of people want to look and just say that, but he is holy. But can you sing a little bit of that song for me?
Yeah. Well, there's a part and it says, some call him a prophet, some called him a saint. Some couldn't believe their eyes or the words he had to say. Some thought he was crazy, some thought he was strange. But I have felt his touch and I'll never be the same. I call him love, I call him mercy. And that's the kind of God that's going to come at us. We're afraid because we think him coming out to that place, Terry, it's going to be like our fathers came at us, or it's going to be guilting us, or it's going to be passive aggressive, or it's going to be manipulative. God doesn't work that way with our stuff. I'm learning a ton as I dig in. He'll give us all we want of heaven. He'll fill us up if we ask him.
Kathy, what's next for you?
Well, I think probably a lot of people have gone through this with COVID. COVID was kind of the spot where I went, I'm at this almost 40 years. I'm on the road, I'm doing this and that. You know, you kind of, and I'm entrepreneurial, so I'm always doing, what is the next thing, next thing? And I really felt like the Lord was asking me to sit and wait and have him show me each thing I was supposed to do. So the only thing that came in my mind was, I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit of people that want to hear me sing. And then the most beautiful thing was creating new music with Dr. Michelle Margiata that I started a year ago. It's called Songs and Sparks. We were recording our own music. And Terry, it's some of the most beautiful stuff. David Wilkerson said, Christian music should come out of the womb of holiness. And I've been asking God, please let that come from me. So we've been writing this, and so I've been calling it Songs and Sparks. The sparks are, I'm doing a little message before the song, and then I'm singing the song. So it's just started the last year. You can find it on all streaming platforms.
We only have about a minute or so left. What do you want to say to somebody that's struggling today, that is listening to you, and the message that you have for them?
I want to say to you that there's been times where I wanted to even take my own life. And you can't believe when you're in the midst of it that there'll be a new day. You can't believe when Jesus was on the cross that there was going to be a resurrection 3 days later. His people all around him didn't believe it. But I'm telling you, it's been a new day for Kathy Troccoli. In all the darkest nights of my soul, you put your stake in the ground, you stay in the Word, you get around good people that are going to speak to you about Jesus, that are living Jesus, and you put that truth in your soul, and it will grow. The seeds of it will grow into a beautiful garden, and before you know it, you're going to find freedom. You're going to find healing. You're going to find a clear conscience. You're going to find ways that you're hearing God in the ways you've never heard him before. You hang in there. He's a God who never, ever lets us go, ever.